Richard Jewell, rated 15. Directed by Clint Eastwood, during the 1996 Summer Olympics in Atlanta, misfit security guard Richard Jewell, played by Paul Walter Hauser, discovers a suspicious backpack under a bench in Centennial Park. With little time to spare, Richard participates in the evacuation of the area until the incendiary device explodes, unquestionably resulting in saving the lives of many people present. Now hailed as a hero, Richard then finds himself as a prime suspect by the FBI, claiming Richard planted the device himself to then receive a hero status. Okay. So before seeing this movie, I knew very little about it other than it was about the 1996 Atlanta Olympics bombing directed by Clint Eastwood, and to be honest, my expectations were low. Movies directed by Clint Eastwood are very hard to gauge and are a gamble, and a major feature in vast majority of Clint Eastwood directed movies is there's a lot of unnecessary 30 to 45 minutes of drawn out time wasting footage in them that should have hit the editing floor, to be honest. Okay. So coming to the point, this movie is just absolutely blistering brilliant, utterly fantastic movie. This movie is so focused and to the point without there being any trademark Clint Eastwood directed drawn out scenes. This movie is just extremely riveting, intriguing, enthralling, easily becoming the first must-see movie of 2020, and even at this premature stage, I predict this movie to be in everyone's top 10 movies of 2020 at the end of the year. I was completely and utterly just blown away by this movie. Seriously, make it your business to see this on the big screen. The storyline and script is just superbly written and executed. There's never a dull moment in this ridiculously riveting must-see movie. All of the performances, with the exception of Olivia Wilde, which I'll get to in a minute, deliver top-notch, too good for comfort method performances working seamlessly hand in glove with each other. Three standout supporting performances from one. John Hamm as leader of the investigation is just incredible, and it's a pity that his performance isn't getting the praise it truly deserves. John Hamm supporting in this is just mind-blowing. John Hamm is just too good for comfort as the FBI agent leading the investigation, and by right John Hamm deserved a Best Supporting Oscar nod for his performance, and compared to the others in that category, he would have won. 2. Sam Rockwell delivers his usual credible supporting actor performance, while 3. Kathy Bates, as you would expect, surprise surprise, is just ridiculously method and utterly amazing as Richard Jewell's mother, well deserved of that supporting actress Oscar nod. Olivia Wilde as the journalist covering the Richard Jewell story is just terrible in this. It's as if we're watching Olivia Wilde's rehearsal footage for this movie, and her character just sticks out like a sore thumb, to be honest. Her character is very cartoonish and just doesn't slot in or seamlessly embroider itself into this movie the way the other characters do. Which brings us to the main central character, Richard Jewell, played by Paul Walter Hauser. Now, to a certain degree, this movie hinges on his performance, and Paul Walter Hauser's performance as Richard Jewell, a misfit Paul Blart Mall Cop-esque character, is just way beyond method acting. Understandably, everyone is asking, was Paul Walter Hauser actually acting, or was he just being himself in this movie? Paul Walter Hauser's performance is just beyond astonishing, so believable, he's just too good for comfort. It's an absolute disgrace Paul Walter Hauser's performance has been snubbed by the Oscars. I mean, seriously? As I said, this is the first must-see riveting movie of 2020 on the big screen, and a hugely enjoyable night out at the flicks. 9 out of 10.